Technology is, when we were kids, there was lenticular, and then what they used to be was two images that are cut into very thin lines and interlaced. You put the lens over it and it flips. That's how what we remember from when we were kids. Now with computers, you can actually have a tremendous amount of implied depth. And what they do is they'll take, we send this image out to the printers that might be 1.5, 2 gigabytes of heavily layered. You do not delete information behind layers because the whole point is to look around stuff and there's something behind. That's why they're not flattened images, they are layered. What they will do is they will, the technician of the lenticular will grab this layer and sort of warp it in virtual space, and the computer is making you focus behind and sometimes a little in front of the substrate.
So for lenticular, these are very good examples of the 3D depth trick. And in this case, right here, we have a flip effect, which means we have two images that, as you move laterally, flip. So you have this image that basically disappears as you move laterally around the picture.
That's how you can change the program.
That's right. But that's exactly it. It's using that same, basically those little lines act like a prism, and you're looking at one prism or the other, if you will. They have other technology, which is a little line that blocks one eye from seeing what the other one is seeing. But we didn't find that. We've made work with that other. It's called parallax. And it's not. I did not think it's as effective.
What do you actually send to the computer people? Is this computerized or?
Yeah, it's a very large document that they then will take our instructions and do the appropriate layering. I mean, I already leave the layers in terms of the ones that I want in front and back. But we work with them in establishing how we want the lines to move out and what we want brought forward. Like the image of this goddess, Terra, it's a Buddhist goddess, it was a flat image. And if you look at the way that they brought this arm out, or this arm out, it's amazing how they can just draw that out. And it is, through our instructions, working with technicians that we have this machines to pull this off.
A word about the image of the goddess. It's a goddess that is sitting in Ensenada, Mexico. It was donated by the Nepalese government, and it landed in Ensenada, in the border of Ensenada, Mexico. So it's in that hill, a little bit far now. It's a couple stories, maybe 3 stories high. Where was it from again? Nepal?
Yeah, I think Nepalese monks built it there. I think they went to the town, I think it was early 90s, and they said to Ensenada, they said, sure, go ahead, put it on the hillside. It's not like we have a big Buddhist community, although now we do have some. Back then in '93, I doubt there was but a handful. But the idea was to promote goodwill, and of course kids would go up there and probably get high and other things. And they're the ones that tagged her and faced her. And what we really like about this image is that even though there is defacing, there is still a dignity. And there is a sort of a dignity, serenity. But the urban layering that tagging does is also important in the way that the youth can appropriate.
And right now the sculpture is being restored in Ensenada, so it doesn't look like this anymore. But you have to take the back entrance to Ensenada and you see it on top of the hill. It's like one of those odd border city things.
And what about the small Mayan figurine or whatever the smaller figure?
Yeah, I think that we wanted to have a duality between the female entity and the male one, but to make the male one a little lesser. Because to us the important was Terra. Terra needed to have her moment. It was just the duality. Just like these mostly Aztec, maybe there's a few Zapotec figures down here are turning into sort of transformers and sort of making a contemporary version of our idols, if you will. And these are just haircuts that, believe it or not, are still being advertised in Oaxaca. You can get the Terminator and all of these. Wonderful haircuts. Awesome. We can also speak with you guys individually.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Enjoy the show, everyone. Feel free to ask some questions.